Are you interested in learning more about leadership or taking your leadership ability to the next level? Well, then you've come to the right place, because in today's video, I'm going to focus on a very important question: why is empathy so important in leadership? Before I get into empathy, I want to focus on what is the key component in leadership, and that is influence. Influence is the currency of leadership. It's that important. Leadership is all about influence, and I want to emphasize that because I want you to remember that and focus that. But how is influence developed? Influence is developed through the connections a leader makes with people, right? If a leader did not have any connections with any people, they would not be able to influence them. I want you to use these two examples, for example, to make this a bit more simple to understand. Let's look at a political world leader. When they go up for an election, let's look at Obama or Trump or Boris Johnson, any one of those leaders in the modern world today, right? When they go up for an election, they get voted in because people believe that they are aligned to who they are. So if I'm voting and I want to vote for a certain political leader, I vote for that person because I think actually that person is aligned to what I believe. That's a connection. And then when that person has formed a connection, they are able to influence my action, which is to vote for them. Or imagine this situation: you're in a relationship, you would like somebody, your partner in your relationship, to do something for you, something that's you've never asked of anybody before. And if you didn't have a relationship or a connection with that person, it's very unlikely that they would do that. Like, imagine if you just walked up to a random person in the street and said, can you just scratch my back, but not above my shirt, under my shirt, and I want you to do it for about 10 minutes. They're probably going to look at you like you're some crazy person. But if you had a connection with that person, like it was a friend, and you asked them to scratch your back, they would. That's influence. It's something so simple, but that is a level of influence. Now, influence in leadership can range from something as small as a favor, or something as huge as voting for that leader to become the president or the prime minister of a country. That is how important leadership influence is. And that is why I say influence is the currency of leadership. Okay, now why is empathy so important? When somebody's trying to form a connection which allows them to lead to influence, so this is leadership. When a leader forms a connection with somebody, that connection is formed on listening to them, understanding them, and seeing what they want. What do they need? Looking at things from their point of view. This is empathy. And without empathy, it's really, really difficult to form a connection. Now, just look at this. Imagine a political leader went to a town to try and connect with them to get them to vote for them. And they went into that town, and the people in the town were saying, we want X. And the leader was just not interested. I'm going to give you Y. The townspeople would probably be looking at the leader going, they don't really understand us. Then, because of that apathy displayed by the leader, the connection may not be formed, or it could be severed completely. Like you look at in the UK, there's some parties, some towns who are so one way or the other that they would never vote for the other person because the connection is pretty much severed. It's so dissolved. But when a leader displays empathy, they listen to the other side. They try to understand them. That allows them to form a connection, which then allows them to form a level of influence. Okay, now to end the video, I want to share with you 3 steps on how you can develop empathy as a leader and display a more empathetic behavior towards others to help you build connection and improve the level of influence you have as a leader. Okay, now you probably picked it up already, but step 1 is take the time to listen. Really engage with the other person. So if you're trying to build a team as a leader within a company, really engage with your team. Listen to their moans and groans. What drives them? What motivates them? What do they like? What do they dislike? Step 2 is not judging. Do not judge someone else's opinion, viewpoint, what they've done, because judging is a displaying of apathy, not empathy. And then the third point is ask questions. Get to know them. If you apply this to the first 2 steps, so you ask somebody a question, you don't judge their response, and you take the time to listen. So this is 1, 2, 3, then 3, 2, 1. You can actually build a better connection with that person. And over time, it's often pretty quickly, you can develop a strong level of influence with that person. And that will enable you to become a better leader. Now, before I sign off, I just want to remind you of this gem. Remember this in leadership. Influence is the currency of leadership. And when you remember that, you can remember that actually influence is determined by my connections with people. And to build better connections, I need to display levels of empathy. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did or you took any small piece of information away, please hit the like button, drop me a comment to let me know, or ask me another question because I will do a video on it. And if you did like it, hit the subscribe button because it really helps me continue to bring you this level of information. Thank you very much for watching. This is JT signing out.